Sure. Ryan Danaske, last name D as in David, Unaske.
Okay, so tell us your story. What happened?
All right. Back in April, we were just coming west out of Greenport around 12:15 or so, and it was a windy day, and there was some birds, not unusual, hovering overhead. But then I guess a gust of wind came and pushed one of them down. Thought we missed her or him, and that wasn't the case. We looked back and we saw it on the ground. So went to, did our trip to Ronkonkoma, and then on the way back we saw him in the field right up over there on the north side of the tracks, on the ground, trying to fly but couldn't get more than 5 or 6 feet in the air. So that was around 5 o'clock or so, 4:30ish. When we got to Greenport, I called up the wildlife rescue place in Southampton, I believe, and that's the last I thought of it until the next day. Joe Rocco gave me a call and said he was able to get the bird, no problem, and the bird was in good shape, and just some flight feathers were broken, and and then a little while later, and then we found out that the bird was going to have surgery, some crazy surgery in New Jersey, and I guess it was a success.
When did you find out about the release of the bird?
Monday, so just a few days ago. So,
How did you get the news? Like, how did they happen to contact you? Or
Long Island Railroad Press Department called.
did you ever think that one day calling about an injured bird would turn into something like this?
No, I couldn't have imagined this playing out, but I'm glad. After the problems that the Osprey had back in the 70s with the DDT and the fragile eggs, I grew up on the water in Massapequa. I had a boat by age 12. It was rare back then to see a feeding pair. So this is a success story, and I'm just happy to see them back, and happy to be part of it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm going to grab you over there. Is that okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Please.
My name is Joe Rocco, Joerocco.
Take another step forward.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Want my name again? Or no?
No, we got it.
All right, cool. So my part in this story is when I received the call for the Osprey. I was at the center, and Ryan called up, and he said that he just struck an Osprey on the tracks, and he gave the directions of where the Osprey was. So we left for Hampton Bays, and we went all the way here to Greenport, and walked the tracks, and found the Osprey in the marsh. She was unable, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but I always call him he. We found him in the marsh, and he was unable to fly. He probably got like 2 feet off the ground, and he was very easy to catch. Just walked in front, and he arches his back. You just pick him up like a chicken, and then you carry him, put him in the crate. He went to the center in Hampton Bays, and then from there we noticed that he had damaged flight feathers on his right side. So we made call to Raptor Trust in Jersey, and they did the imping process, which is they take the damaged feathers out and they put new feathers in from a deceased osprey. And everything went amazing. I dropped them off and picked them up 3 days later, brought him back, put him in the flight cage, and he was eaten, and everything went well. And then, we released him today because he was stressing out a little bit in the cage, and it's not good for him. And the most important part is birds' safety. And now he's all flying around with his buddies. So it's a happy story, and we need a happy story.
Great. So these are these still officially endangered species, or like?
No, they were, but they're not anymore. because there's so many of them, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's come down on the list. So maybe we'll get to have bald eagles as many as we have ospreys.
And where did you actually? Where was the bird housed for a period of time?
The Birdwood House in Evelyn Alexander Wildlife Center in Hampton Bays, and he was in the flight pen, which is this huge flight area. So he's got perches, water, food. We check on him daily, and everything went good.
Yes.
Can we do a redo?
You know where he went? To the no, that
Right
other
to the
one.
water, right? Get some fish and bring home for dinner.
On the eastbound coming back, we saw it in the field on the north side of the track. Yeah, and it was definitely grounded. He was trying to fly. We get up in the air, a couple feet and fall back down. So we got to Greenport, looked up the number for a wildlife rescue, and I do some before in Southampton. So I called her up. Again, this is like 4:30 in the afternoon. It was a little late in the day, but she said, "Okay."
I think that's him. There's a road. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's him.